Hey guys, welcome to this Python programming tutorial series. And in this section, we'll be looking at data types. What are different type of data that Python accepts? Mm. For many programming language, you have to define the kind of data you want to store. But in Python, it automatically assign the type of the value to the variable. And as I said in the previous series, that the equal sign is used to assign values to variables. So Python has 5 standard variable types. We have the string. String is just a collection of alphabets or numbers, and they are usually wrapped in a quotes. We have the lists, which is just like an array. We have the tuple, also an array, but it is immutable. We have the sets and we have the dictionary. So we're looking at each of these data type in the next few um classes. So let's take the string data type in this class for move on. So I just think we should just go and code straight up. Okay, so we want to deal with what string. So string is just collection of data. So if I define a to be equal to com, so whenever I call a, I'm calling com. So if I call a now and I run, so don't tell me that a is what com. And we have what is called methods. Those are the different operations, method that the operations can perform on a string. And Python has standard methods already. Like let's say I want to capitalize a. So if I say a dot upper and I run, you see that we have what com to be what capital. You can do a dot capitalize. If you run this, you find out that only the first alphabet is capital. Every other one remains as a lower alphabet. I can do a dot title round. I really want to pull out one thing. This a dot capitalize a dot title. They appear to be giving out the same outputs. That's because we are just using a single word. But let's invent between capitalize and and that's capitalize and title using a stream of words. Let's say Ade is a boy. Okay. So we'll perform these two operations to actually see the difference between capitalize and title. So then I can say what txt dot capitalize. Okay. So you see Ade is a boy. Only A in Ade is capitalized. Then txt dot title. If you do this, you find out that every first alphabet of the word are capitalized. That tells us that that's just like you're doing the title of a document. So you want every first letter to be capitalized. So that's very between capitalize and title. Okay, we have another method called the length. So let's say I want to get the length of words in txt. So it's saying that what there are 12 words here, and you actually can find out that actually there are 12. We can also do it for what for com. You can say what the length of a for com should give us 4. Okay, so we're having 4 as the output. So the length of words there is what is 4. Okay, I also want to introduce us to what we call slicing. Slicing is a way of getting a portion of the word we have already. So if I want to slice this, so we have 2 types of slicing. We have the indexing and using the slice constructor. So the slice constructor usually come with the keyword slice. Then you can have what where you want it to start, where you want it to stop, and the step. That is the amount. The step is just the amount of words you want it to jump. And you can also just give it the end position and not really bother about where it is starting. Just start from the first letter. Okay, so let's use our previous example, txt, which is Ade is a boy, that is contained here. So if I want to slice txt. So I want to slice 3. So none, 3, none. So it's giving us okay, sorry, I didn't declare it correctly. So let's say I call it S1, let's go to, I'm going to slice 3. So then when I do this, I pass the S1 into my txt. So I can say txt brackets S1. So if we do this now, you are getting Ade. So what did it do? It counted the first 3 letters of, that's 1, 2, 3, which is what? Ade. You could just pass it directly to the words txt in brackets. So if I slice 2 now, if I slice 2, it won't give me Ade this time. I give what? AD. Counting what? Just the first 2 alphabet. Now, it looked like counting the first 2 alphabet, but I will explain something that in strings, when you're counting, you start counting from 0. So it doesn't actually count it, you count 0, 1. So A is 0, D is 1. So it doesn't count up to the 2. So I'll consider the other method, which most times is what you will just use. So I can pass what txt, and if I just pass, I want the first 3 alphabets. So if I do this, add the first 3, okay? So let's do the first 4 and see what it's going to give us. Add the and what? And a space, if you observe. If you do the first 5, add the and I, that's the I of what? The east. He said Ade is a boy. So it's picking just the I. So it's counting each of the. So in programming, your space is a character in programming. Not just like where you ignore it, but in programming, your space is a character. So we said we can about specify a range for it. So txt, I want it to start from 1 and end in what? In 5. So I told you it's count from 0. So you find out, you see that A did not show up here because A is 0, D is 1, E is 2. Then the space is 3, I is 4. So it doesn't count the last value. It counts is 0 to 4. It won't count that. Okay, here we have 1. So it's count from 1 to 4, not 1 to 5. So Python does not consider the last value of your slicing when you are using this method or any other method. It doesn't consider the last value. So we can do 1, 7, and if you count to 7, you see it doesn't also consider the last value. That's slicing in string. So we have a lot of methods that can be passed in string. Okay, now coming back to this com, we said what A is com. So if I call A here, you're going to give a com. So let's say I want to change this O to A. I can do A dot replace. So I do A dot replace now. I'm telling it at every point where you find O, at every point where you find O, replace it with A. So you find out that to change what your com to came. So at every point where it found O, replace with A. If I say replace everywhere you find E with A, so you see that it's changed what? It's changed to comma because we are changing the E to A. So there's also the replace method. So from the Python documentation, you can find all the method possible to be used on your string. So this will be the end of this tutorial. In next tutorial, we'll consider the list data type.